Whitson discussing with teams on the ground that they are still stepping through those final checks.
SpaceX Dragon for procedure. Do you want us to continue on step 7?
Yeah, it's affirmative on section step 7.
Again, hatches between both Dragon and the International Space Station are open. Teams in Dragon, or the astronauts in Dragon, just continuing their final checkouts before moving into the space station side, where they will conduct their welcome ceremony.
Dragon on 2, all the valves are closed, including the PPRV ISO.
And SpaceX copies. Thanks.
Again, this is a view from inside Node 2, also known as Harmony. The AX-2 crew today docked to the Zenith, or space-facing port. There is another Dragon spacecraft docked to the forward-facing port.
That is SpaceX Dragon configuration is complete at step 8.9 of 2102.
Houston copies.
And SpaceX copies.
This crew, part of the 7 that are on the International Space Station, patiently waiting. There are 4 new crew members to arrive for the next 8 days. Not pictured in this frame, there are also 3 Roscosmos cosmonauts on board, including Sergei Prokopyev, Dmitry Petelin, and Andrei Fedyaev. So with the addition of these 4 crew members about to float on the space station, we will have an 11 total astronauts on station. And we have our first views of the Axiom crew members floating aboard. First is Commander Peggy Whitson rejoining the International Space Station. Next up is pilot John Schaffner making his first visit. Also on his first trip to space, you can see Ali Al-Karni representing the Saudi Space Commission. All smiles as he floats through the Dragon hatch. And rounding out the Axiom 2 crew, that's Rayana Barnawi, also of the Saudi Space Commission. The crew of the space station is now 11 crew members. Big smiles from Rayana Barnawi. She is now the first female Saudi to go to space. With Commander Peggy Whitson at the helm, these astronauts are in good hands. Peggy has 665 days already lived in space. She's just adding to that total on this mission. John Schaffner, his first trip to space. Getting some help out from Woody Hoburg, NASA astronaut, who is also on his first trip to space. He's been on the space station now for 81 days. Again, the total number of astronauts and cosmonauts on board the International Space Station now at 11. Three of the astronauts on the space station represent NASA, 3 represent Roscosmos, 2 represent the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, 1 represents the United Arab Emirates. Again, we are standing by for the start of the welcome ceremony. The crew will take some time to do some scene and voice checks and make sure that their microphones are set up properly, as well as that we have them all in frame before going into their welcome remarks. And of course, afterward, we will wrap our coverage before they step into their work and life aboard the International Space Station for the next 8 days.
Station Houston on 2 for Frank and PAO.
Well, with you on 2.
Hey, Frank, just wanted to tag up with you on the PAO event. We're thinking about doing a scene and voice in about 7 minutes from now. Will that work for you?
That'll That'll be perfect. We will call you back in about, and we can even do 5 minutes if you guys want, but we'll call you back in 7 minutes.
Copy that. We prefer closer to 7 minutes as we have a handover in about 5 minutes from now.
Sounds great.
As you heard the Capcom relay to NASA astronaut Frank Rubio, we are expecting a handover. We're expecting that short handover in just a few minutes. We want to make sure that we have great audio and video from our visiting astronauts. So we are holding for that short handover, and then we will start the welcome ceremony. Again, crew arrived this morning at 8:12 a.m. Central Time, the Dragon Hatch opening at 10 a.m. Central Time, and then crew members floating aboard just moments ago. Ali Al-Karni looks like he already has the hang of things on his first flight to space. The Axiom crew has trained for months in preparation for this mission. The Axiom crew has been training for months in preparation for this mission here at Johnson Space Center as well as at SpaceX, working with teams on the research that they will be conducting as well as learning space station systems. Three countries represented here. We've got Tan Al Nayati of UAE, 2 Roscosmos cosmonauts, as well as our 2 new astronauts representing the Saudi Space Commission on their 8-day stay on the International Space Station. Just above Barnawi and Al-Karni's heads, you can see the 2 EMUs, extravehicular mobility units, used by USOS astronauts on spacewalks. Those have been moved from the airlock to allow a little more space for the Axiom crew during this flight. Of course, we do have 11 crew members on board now, so we have to make some room for sleep spaces. And again, we are standing by anticipating a satellite handover here momentarily. Once we've regained communications, we'll go through some voice checks with the astronauts. And there it is, as expected. That handover from our satellites. We'll do those scene and voice checks when we come back to make sure that we have a picture-perfect view of the crew members before they give us some welcome remarks. This view from International Space Station Flight Control Room here in Houston, Texas. Teams continue to monitor the arrival of our 4 new visitors, as well as all of the systems aboard the International Space Station and the astronauts and cosmonauts that live there. Just over 2 hours now since the AX-2 crew arrived to the Zenith or space-facing port on the Harmony module, also known as Node 2, that docking coming at 8:12 a.m. Central Time, hatch opening about 26 minutes ago, 10 a.m. Central Time. So we should regain that video and audio communication with the space station momentarily.
And Houston Station on 2 for scene and voice check.
Hey, Frank, we are ready for scene and voice whenever you guys are ready. And as a reminder, you'll be on the handheld mic for today's event.
Okay, sounds good. And let us know if that scene works for you, and then I can do the countdown whenever you're ready.
Frank, if you wouldn't mind, if you could gather everybody into their spots, we'll take a look at the scene once everyone's in place.
Crew members begin to move into their locations for the welcome ceremony. Obviously, we have regained communications through the tracking data and relay satellite systems.
Houston Station on 2, say again for scene and voice.
Hey, Woody, we just want to get everyone into position before we do our scene check.
All right, we copy. We'll group up.
Like I said earlier, looking at a pretty full house here aboard the International Space Station. We have the crew that will fly on Soyuz MS-23 to return home later this year, as well as the crew that arrived on Crew 6, and now the AX-2 crew.
Frank, Houston on 2, good scene check. We didn't hear audio on the handheld mic. Can you check the switch position? Frank, we're checking the config on the ground. Stand by. Frank, if you wouldn't mind, give us another long count. We needed to sync things up. Thanks, Frank. We're good on scene and voice. Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is Station. We are ready for the event.
Please begin the welcome ceremony.
Houston and SpaceX, congratulations on a beautiful launch and a beautiful docking. It is great to have new friends up here. And so on behalf of Expedition 69, it's an honor to welcome our new crewmates. I'll pass it off to the ISS commander, Sergei Prokopiev.
Welcome on board, dear friends. This is very nice to see you here. Expedition 69, so glad to have you here with us on space station, and we looked forward to your arrival here at least 1 month, and watched yesterday your amazing launch, and this is outstanding return in first stage of Falcon 9 on the launch pad. It's so grateful, and congratulations with successful launch and your docking. And as for me, this is a very great honor to work next with Peggy Whitson, so most experienced and decorated astronaut in the U.S. Astronaut Corps. And congratulations, new astronauts, Rihanna, John, Ali, and my congratulations, all of us. We have now 11 person on the space station, and my big congratulations of Saudi Space Commission, and I'm sure you will have a great achievement in the future in your space exploration. Thank you so much, and welcome aboard.
Thank you so much, Sergey. I'll make sure. Yeah, you left it on. Thank you so much. We really are excited to be here. It was a great launch, a great ride. We had a lot of fun on the way up. And we're really excited to get a lot of work done up here. But it's great for me to come back personally. It does feel like home. You might need some help, though, for a while. I could help you with some of these things. But it's a lot of fun to be here and to see this place again. It means so much to me, and I think it actually brings people together just by being here. So I wanted you to meet my crew. So I want each of them to talk a little bit about their objectives and why they're here, and maybe a little bit about the ride. It's
on. Hi, I'm John Schaffner. You know, part of the AX2 crew. It's an honor to be here and make new friends in space. First time I've done that for sure. So I've been dreaming or working toward this since I was 8 in a young astronauts club. You know, watching Gemini pilots do their thing. So we had cardboard boxes pretending to be Gemini pilots. So you think having that much time to prepare, I'd have some better words than this. But, you know, it's having a chance to be here and fly with this amazing new crew, Ali and Ray, and of course with Peggy Whitson, the awesome Peggy Whitson. And to join Expedition 69 is a fabulous thing for me, for anyone to be able to do. I'm honored. I'd like to thank NASA for creating the opportunity and opening the doors for private and commercial space exploration, and also the ingenuity of SpaceX and Axiom and to develop the next level of space platforms and space access for everyone. I want to say thanks to my lovely wife for those magic words. One day she looked on the news and said, "Look, you can finally go to space." She was right. Thank you for that, Janine. Otherwise, we look forward to some great work for STEM education outreach and some amazing science that we have going on up here, and I hope you guys will follow us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. This is Ali Al-Karni. If you just allow me to start speaking in Arabic first. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وشكرا. هذه الكلمتين هي اللي تصف شعوري هذه اللحظة. الحمد لله بتيسيره وفضله وصلنا إلى محطة الفضاء الدولية. شكرا لحكامنا بقيادتهم وحكمتهم ونظرتهم في المستقبل وتطور البشرية. شكرا لاهتمامهم بمجال الفضاء. شكرا لأسرتي على الدعم اللامحدود اللي حظيت منهم. شكرا لزوجتي وأهلي جميعا. شكرا لهيئة السعودية للفضاء بتحقيق هذا الحلم للناس، وقريبا إن شاء الله سينضمون لنا الكثير بإذن الله. شكرا لناسا، شكرا أكسيوم وسبيس إكس على هذه الفرصة. كانت تجربة الإقلاع تجربة تاريخية، تجربة سوف تخلد في ذاكرتي إلى الأبد وذاكرة اللي معي. صراحة كان طاقم رحلة مميز جدا، وإحنا هنا الآن من أجل القيام بالتجارب العلمية اللي فيها نفع إن شاء الله البشرية، ونعود بنتائج جميلة إن شاء الله. Thank you everybody for the great welcome. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here and meet all of you, as John said, making space friends. So I'm really excited to work alongside with you, all of you, and eager to just share your expertise with me and learn from you. Thank you. Thank you to our King and his Crown Prince for their support and trust in us. Thank you to the Saudi people, because this mission is not just for me and Rihanna. This mission is all Saudi people with ambition and dreams, and also you can dream big, because in our country, with the support we have, you will be
أسرنا بدعم الجميع. هذه الرحلة ما تمثلني أنا لوحدي ولا تمثل بس طموحي، بالعكس هي تمثل كل الوطن العربي، تمثل كل السعوديين. الحمد لله إنه إحنا جاتنا هذه الفرصة إنه إحنا فقط نقدر نوصل الآن لمحطة الفضاء الدولية، لكن بعد كده عندنا أكيد طموحات أكبر وأكبر، منها القمر، منها المريخ. لازم نستكشف الفضاء، هذه هي فرصتنا. زي ما تشوفوا دحين جنسيات كثيرة متجمعة في مكان واحد، فالفضاء هو اللي يجمع كل هذه الجنسيات المختلفة بأفكارهم واستكشافاتهم معلوماتهم. فالحمد لله ان احنا وصلنا هذه المرحلة مع هذا الفريق الجميل. وصلنا الحمد لله بعد تدريب تقريبا 10 شهور. فهذا التدريب قابلنا رواد فضاء سابقين، قابلنا بيجي ويتسون، قابلنا مدربين دربوا رواد آخرين في ناسا وفي جاكسا وفي إيسا. وفي نفس الوقت التدريب اللي جهزوه أكسيوم واللي جهزوه سبيس إكس، شعور انطلاق الصاروخ صراحة أنا دموعي ما قدرت توقف، لأني حسيت إنه أخذتكم كلكم معايا هنا. فالحمد لله على التمام والكمال. الحمد لله على وجود قائدنا ذو الرؤية الطموحة سمو سيدي الأمير محمد بن سلمان. الحمد لله على وجوده، والحمد لله على أنه قدرنا نحقق هذا الحلم، وهذه أول خطوة، ونستنى بعد كده بإذن الله أشخاص كثير يكونوا موجودين هنا من العالم العربي أجمع. So greetings from outer space. I'm here not only representing myself, but representing the hopes and dreams of everyone back home, everyone in the region. We are here gathering with different cultures and this international collaboration. This shows how space brings everyone together. It brings even different backgrounds. Some of us are doctors, some of us are researchers, engineers, and so on. I'm very happy to be here representing the dreams and hopes of everyone back home, and at the same time I'm very glad that I've received extensive training from trainers who have trained previous astronauts like NASA, JAXA, ESA, and SpaceX and Axiom. I'm very happy to be here, and thank you all for listening. Thank you for letting me share my feelings, and I'm going to live this experience to the max.
Great. Well, we all are excited for all of the new astronauts here, and we have something special. Ray, would you hold this while I pin John?
Oh, wow.
Give him his official astronaut pin. John is the 598th astronaut.
Wow. I don't think I'm ready for clapping yet.
Ollie, I can get it up.
Mic is off.
So Ollie is the 599th astronaut.
Thank you.
And our little Ray is 600. I'm going to stick myself more than anything. Okay, here we go. All right. So thanks to inviting all of us up here and welcoming 3 new astronauts.
Okay, and that concludes the ceremony. Thank you guys so much. Again, it really feels like the International Space Station up here. This is going to be an awesome week. We're all excited and super happy to have you guys up here.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes our event.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.
Copy.
And with completion of the welcome ceremony, another big welcome to the Axiom 2 crew, our second private astronaut mission crew to arrive at the International Space Station. We now have 11 people living and working on the International Space Station. Again, we're looking for those AX2 crew members to live and work on the orbiting lab for the next 8 days. We saw docking this morning at 8:12 a.m. Central Time, 9:12 a.m. Eastern, and hatch opening from Dragon to the International Space Station at 10 Central, 11 Eastern. All of this following launch yesterday at 5:37 p.m. Eastern from Florida. It was a smooth ride uphill, approximately 16 hours ahead of that docking today.